Wow. I am like a shocked YouTuber thumbnail, man. This is crazy. So everything is kind of dumping. Thanks to Japan. Reminds me of South Park. Fuck you, whales. Well, fuck you, whales, very much. Bitcoin was lower than 50k. It was sitting at, the low is actually exactly $49,000. Who would have expected that Bitcoin would go that low? Now, like we spoke about earlier, it is not unlikely to think that something like this would happen because Bitcoin is simply, again, you can put any narrative on it. Nevertheless, Bitcoin was just seriously sitting in this range. And now we went to the lower side of the range. That's not that weird, right? So then again, I want to say, like, how weird is it if we go to the upside of this range again? Like, that's what Bitcoin is doing so far, right? So yeah, welcome to the Fomo Factory, man. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn the bell notification on. Like the video. Let me know in the comments, guys. How much down are you from your all-time high, if you know, right? I'm very curious. Like, most people are down 70-80% from that point already, right? So maybe it helps you to read also that other people are having the same problems for now. We are collectively wrecked, right? Correctively. The thing is, though, that Bitcoin is tanking quite hard right now. However, the Bitcoin dominance is going up. So that can only mean one thing. Altcoins are fucked. I know, I'm laughing, but I'm laughing because I'm not worried, okay? And that's the main, I don't want to make this too long today. I have some stuff to do, but that's the main message I want to give you today. This is such an opportunity, okay? If you either have Bitcoin or cash. If you don't have one of those and you are fully into the altcoin market, then hey, I guess lesson learned, right? Never be fully in altcoins. It just doesn't work like that. However, you just have to sit it out. And there's stuff that you can do, right? You can do airdrop farming. You can work, maybe. But you can also reshuffle your portfolio. Just don't panic sell right now, right? Don't panic pal. That's how we say it. Don't panic pal at these levels right now. If you capitulate, you're capitulating with the rest. And everybody, now we're finally getting, what we... what we were waiting for so long. This move by Bitcoin dominance showed like, hey, Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins. And that's because people are putting their altcoin money into Bitcoin. Because it's, I don't know, it's safer, right? It's safer, of course. However, we are kind of at the top of the range right now. So it might work, but to put altcoins into Bitcoin right now feels like, yeah, you had like 3 years for that. To do that right now feels like, nah, I don't know. If, and that's an if, right? We don't know. But if this range is about to play out right now, then Altseason is coming. Right? It's very simple. Why? Well, I mean, we started out here in 2017, we topped out here in 2021, and now we're in this range right here at the top as well, and the bottom also perfectly, right? So that should suggest like, hey, we could see a rejection right here. Now it's happened. It's quite funny that we already see a slight, red candle right here, but hey, we just started, so that's way too soon to call. But it could actually be that it's getting rejected right now. Maybe we try again. Maybe we wick above it a little bit and then go down. Then that's Altseason. Now I want to be very clear. Yes, Altseason can happen during times where we all are fucked anyway, right? Because if altcoins go down on their Bitcoin pair, but Bitcoin goes down very hard against the dollar, then altcoins might be worth more against Bitcoin, which you should stack up on, right? But on the dollar pair, you're not gaining anything. Right? So at a certain point, we do need Bitcoin to go up. That will happen, right? That will happen. We've been to crazier times than this, and Bitcoin survived everything and came back stronger. It's like a fucking saying when it comes to that, right? Bitcoin went to COVID, Bitcoin went to BitConnect, all these crazy things, whatever, too much to call, actually. Bitcoin went to it all, right? And eventually it still survived. I know it's very easy now for people to say, well, this time is different. This time is different. That's the ultimate sentence you can use to never make it, man. If you keep on using that, Name one time where somebody called that and made money off of it. Like, this time was never different. And this time is not so different as well. If we now look at the altcoin market, for example, there's others, everything outside of the top 10, right, was also in this downward trend, and we now went to the lowest side of the range, made a pretty big new low right here. But if you look at it like this, right, from the top, absolute wick top, until where we are right now, we're down 54%, right? Now, what happens these times is very comparable to 2019. The only thing that doesn't line up is that that's not the 4-year cycle, right? But everything else does line up. And if we look at 2019 and we take it from the top to the bottom without the COVID crash, right? This here was the COVID crash. Let's not include that. So from the top to the bottom, we went down 59%. Right? That's kind of what we did right now. If we take it from absolute top to absolute bottom, 59% exactly, by the way. That's quite funny. Hey, we might not be there yet. I mean, this could be it. Then it's very coincident, and then we just get another 59% drop before the market continues to go up. We might go a little lower this time, right? We might not see 59%, but we might see 64%, because that's my main second and last, hopefully, target for the altcoin market. That's not that far off, right? So I know it feels like everything is different right now, and it's painful, and you want to capitulate and maybe sell and come back later, blah, 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 blah. Purely based on this, right? Look back to 2019, what happened? We were in a raging upwards trend right here. It happened way faster than this cycle, by the way. People thought that this was a bull market, right? From the bottom, we went up 330%. In like, was it from December 2018 till June 2009? So in a half a year, right? The altcoin market went up hard. And then we went down like that hard as well, right? Exactly what we did right now. Believe me, people said it was over. It was different that time. You should capitulate and blah, 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 blah. By looking at this chart, you can already guess, right? The only ones who really made it were the people who had the balls and bought these lows and wrote the whole thing up, right? And you can, of course, again say like, well, this time is different. But like, this time was also different, right? Because it went down that hard. Yeah, without that time being different, you would never had the opportunity to buy it like that. So you can either stress and make excuses why this time is different and why you should not buy and why this is different than this and da. But you can also see low prices as an opportunity to get in right now, okay? It is super comparable. Now, like I said about my targets, first target was around 160 billion. For the others, right? That's quite low actually, considering that we came from like 500 billion last bull. So we're now basically 3x below all-time highs. And, you know, this again from top to where we are right now is down 54%. Yeah, but that's the collective altcoin market, right? If you look, for example, at your actual altcoins, like for example, AVAX, and that's still a high cap, this thing is down 70%, right? So your portfolio is down probably way more than 50%, at least the coins that you are holding. But it also means if we go back up to the all-time high, the previous all-time high, it's up 2x, right? That's way more than 2x. So already, if you buy right now, in my opinion, you are guaranteed for a 5-10x from these levels, give or take. However, if we go back to these lower levels, yeah, then it's going to be really sweet, because from this point to the all-time high is already almost a 4x, right? Oh, the other one was, by the way, a 3x. But now it's more like a 4x from this point. We might get there. We might not. But if I just look at this, right? We had major support right here. We have major resistance right here. We have major support right here. So yeah, we probably see a good bounce at around this level. But the same goes for this lower range right here. Look how long we were pushing this before we really broke out and flew. Right, so that's now something that's definitely worth considering. And again, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, yeah, that's quite high. So altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, they have broken down. Probably haven't even looked at it, but yeah, altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, they well, if you look at this low right here, we kind of went there. We dipped a little bit below it. So for the people that are in Bitcoin, you can buy the lows on altcoins, right? And it depends, of course, which altcoin. But if you, for example, now look at an AVAX Bitcoin, it's not far from it. But if you look at the playable games, you know, it's in the range right now. If you look at a Beam, right, it's sitting really low at the moment. If you look at what else is like Trader Joe, for example, you can buy new lows, right? You can buy new lows. Render, which was a huge outperformer, look what a chance you are getting at the moment. But look what an opportunity Render gave, man. It was sitting at the same levels as where it was in November 2023, right? Even one of the bigger outperformers in this market, which is Solana, if you look at it on its Bitcoin pair, you know, it like this one is holding up pretty decent, by the way, but this was at least sitting at range lows right now. IMX, a project that I love and that I stacked up on, was sitting at the lows, right? We were sitting at this low right here in October 2023. We went there today again, right? So again, like, you can of course tell yourself like, yeah, it can go lower, but it can also not go lower. And then this whole dip, crash, whatever, correction was for nothing. So I am definitely buying. Now, I'm not buying the too risky stuff at the moment. But I bought a lot of AVAX. I bought Beam. I bought Ronin. I bought, what's the other one called? Fucking hell, I don't even know again. OXO. I bought OXO. Bought some good coins, right? And they are sitting really at levels like OXO, for example, as well. This thing was running like crazy from like 2 cents, even below it, all the way to 50 cents. And now it's back at 10. Like, that's what I look at. Even going back to cycle highs is now a 5x, right? And for a lot of coins goes, that's not even all-time highs, but that's just cycle highs. And this shows that this whole market is a patience game. Because if you look at Link, for example, look what you see with Link, Chainlink. Chainlink was kind of ranging, whatever, somewhere here, like not perfect line, right? But it was ranging for a long time between, I don't know, $5 and $10, give or take. And it broke out in October and it was maintaining these levels and it never had a perfect retest or anything. And now we finally have seen the retest. I mean, once we broke this and we're sitting at these levels right here, people were bullish. Now we are sitting here at these levels again and people are bearish as fuck. They feel like, oh my god, this is not working anymore. Like, everything is going down and never coming back. I just want to say, guys, this is an opportunity right here. Can it go lower? Yeah, I've spoke a long time about, hey, altcoins can crash another 50%. They now crash 50% in a week. And it could be that the Fed is getting an emergency meeting for rate cuts anyway. But if not, they have to cut at some point, right? This is going to be bullish for Bitcoin and crypto over the long term. So the only thing that you can do in the short term is either nothing or buy if you have the cash, right? If you feel like, nah, I'm gonna sell it right now, sorry, can't help you with that. Can't help you with that. There are so many great opportunities. Paid network is sitting at 4 fucking cents right now. Prime, right? Prime is such a beautiful buy at the moment, man. It's crazy. If you look at this, very simple, where I was having this resistance right here, it bounced there, right? And I'm not saying that we, will bounce here. Like, at least it is doing something right now, bouncing a little bit. We can break below and go to $2.50. We can go down another 50%. But guys, it's so simple, right? Look at a random altcoin. Brett, for example, I don't know. Brett showed, like, hey, in this market, without Altseason, can at least go to 20 cents. Check. Okay, we got that. Now we're sitting at 7. It went all the way to 5. So then it's at least obvious, like, hey, pretty much guaranteed 4 or 5x. And that goes for a lot of coins. Engine Starter, for example, it went to almost 15 cents. It's now sitting like 9 times as low. But this was in the same market as where we are in right now. This was like half a year ago. It's this cycle, these macro conditions, right? What happens right now, it seems like huge, and it is huge, but it's not permanent, right? It won't stay like this forever, right? What happened in 2019 as well, the market crashed, right? It went up, we got a recession, and then the money printer was turned on. And the people that took advantage here were the ones that are rewarded here, right? If we get here, what's the point if you are not doing anything with it right now? Right, you want to do something with it right now. Now, the stock market just opened. The stock market didn't really like this. Stock market also had a pretty decent crash. Like even freaking like trading views skips it. It feels like we were here. Now it's just here and it's green. Here you go. It's looking good out there. No, not really. But this shows like, hey, be careful with really risky assets. Of course, crypto down 40% in a week overall, right? While the market was already going down. So I'm buying, like I said, the AVAXs, the IMXs, the beams, the higher cap altcoins. Because the lower caps can just crash really hard right now, really hard. And it also shows that, for example, Ethereum on its Bitcoin pair, you know, it's in this downward trend. And this happened during Bitcoin mainly going up, right? But now Bitcoin is going down. So Ethereum on its dollar pair, terrible. It wicked all the way like low, like $2,000. We were sitting at 4K a couple of months ago, right? This is the... If you don't want to take too much risk, then this is a beautiful trade right now. And if I just want to, you know, draw some stupid shit right here, I mean, come on. This is a great chance for everybody. To be honest, this is a great chance, right? And again, alt season might start, right? It might. I'm not saying it will. We can wick above this, but just by looking at this chart, it might start somewhere in this area, right? So I do have some Bitcoin. I will convert like half of it into good altcoins because I just think that we cannot like wait 1 second. Sorry, got my kid playing in the background as well. But we cannot ignore what's happening right now, right? The Bitcoin dominance is sitting at major macro resistance. You can, of course, say like, yeah, but it's gonna blast through it, right? It's going to go right through it. And that's possible. But hey, these patterns don't exist for no reason, right? So if you want to gamble on an alt season somewhere, then this is not a bad place. Now, there are, of course, things that you can look at, like FIP retracement. And if you take it from the top to the bottom, you can see that 0.618 is coming in at around 60%. So it might go a little bit higher, and it's good, definitely. I mean, that's what happened last cycle. If you take it from the somewhere around top-ish to the bottom, then it also topped out right there, right? So yeah, it can go a little higher, but that's the thing. You don't want to time the tops. You don't want to time the bottoms. At a certain point, you just want to go in. You probably see a little loss in the meantime. And if you do not capitulate by then you will be rewarded on the way up. Now, this is funny because this all happens during the dollar actually going down. I kind of drew this out earlier. So I expect that we might bounce at this level. We already kind of bounced because that's just the trend line that we are on right now. That could be kind of bad for crypto still, but then again, it's going down and crypto usually goes up and it doesn't do that anyway. So what I am doing right now is I'm kind of done buying Bitcoin, but that's purely by looking at the Bitcoin dominance. I'm looking at my top altcoins and I'm just getting in, man. I'm just getting in. I bought AVAX kind of at the lows, give or take. And it might go way lower. Of course, it might go way lower, right? But it might not. And like I said, you cannot have all this for nothing, right? Because AVAX also showed like, hey, it can go all the way here. That's a 3.5x from this point. It's one of the best risk-reward plays at this point you can make in my opinion, right? This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. We're getting great opportunities. Like some coins are sitting at all-time or cycle lows or even lower, and even the good quality projects, they're sitting at such perfect levels right now. This is a guaranteed 10x from this point. I'm not saying that like you never hear me say that, right? I'm not like, oh, 10x here, 20x there, but this looks pretty much like a guaranteed 10x at this point. If you just buy the good stuff, have some patience. Even coins like Render, again, like this thing went to $14, give or take, was a huge outperformer, right? And everybody is like, Render, ah! And now they're like, Render, ah! And there's a difference between that raw. And I just look at this like, damn, you know, went to $14. It's now sitting at 4. It was sitting at 3.5. Like also, this is a guaranteed 3x or so, right? And this is one of the outperformers. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you. People that buy right now will be happy. Happy. And again, yes, it could be that we are all sitting way lower tomorrow. Or maybe even by the time you watch this video. I can't tell anymore. But eventually, like, again, you don't want to time the bottoms or the tops or whatever. Eventually, we will sit way higher than where we are right now. So I'm looking at this watch list. You could check out this whole watch list right here. My Wilder World, I stacked up on that as well. I felt like, man, beautiful project. Was sitting at all the way at 120. It's now sitting at 20 cents, right? 6 times as low, right? Again, the market shows like, hey, if we go up, we have a 5.5x to go, right? Without an alt season, let alone if we get an alt season, right? Let alone if we go back to the cycle highs. Let alone if we go back to previous highs. Let alone if we go back to make all-time highs, which we do every cycle. So it's such a fucking stupid bet to not go in right now, right? If you look at the IMX as well, one of the safer plays in crypto, one of the most obvious plays, actually, if you ask me, was a big outperformer as well. Sitting all the way at 380. It's not sitting, it was sitting below $1, right? Ronin, beautiful. I don't know what the fuck this trend line is, but other than that, beautiful. Cetify, right? Yeah, this was the support that I thought is going to be an interesting place. And it was for a while. And then this whole thing happened, right? And now it's like, wow, it's a gift from the market, right? And again, if you are not like, if you don't have dollars, if you're like, yo, this guy is saying nothing in 20 minutes, but besides, whoa, we're beautiful. But I'll bet you that most YouTubers out there right now, they will tell you the complete opposite thing, right? Of course, when the market goes up, they're bullish. And if the market goes down, they'll be like, I saw a video from Miles Deutsche today. The crash has just begun. Just begun? What? Last week you were talking about buying all kind of stuff. And now you're saying the crash just begun. I don't know, man. I don't know. It may have just begun, but it also could very well be that the crash was very short-lived and that it will be over very soon. And if I then look at projects like Cetify, for example, which from this point can do a 5x, give or take, to go back to the previous high, cycle high, yeah, then it's an obvious play, man. Obvious play. Everything got wrecked so hard right now. And again, if you are not in dollars, go airdrop farm, right? Reshuffle your portfolio. If you have Bitcoin, you might want to put some in altcoins, right? Because of course, altcoins got wrecked hardest. Altcoins really got wrecked hardest. If you look at the USDT dominance, which is also probably, yeah, fucking hell. So the USDT dominance was sitting at such a, you know, this was like big resistance, support right here. And we broke it, which was great for crypto. And now we broke, you know, through it. And we had a big wick to the upside. And yeah, USDT dominance is looking quite bullish at the moment. Can't lie, right? But at a certain point, this will come down again, right? People will go out of USDT back in crypto. The dominance is approaching highs for USDT again, right? I don't know, man. It's the halving year, post-halving year is coming. I think that this is going to go down and that crypto can go up very hard. you want to compare it, just want to compare, right? And again, if we look at this altcoin chart right here, this one, 59% down, compared to 59% down in June, right? And look how fast, especially after the money printing, this whole thing got bought up and we flew. It gave sideliners no time to get back into the market, right? Hey, you might buy right now and lose everything, right? I am prepared for that. I will be depressed. I will be fucked up. I will be robbing banks. But I feel like, man, the people that do have the balls to buy right here, they're gonna get rewarded, man. They deserve this. They deserve this. Again, there's almost nobody in crypto, and the people that are in crypto are fucking pussies right now, screaming and crying that they're so wrecked and that they should maybe sell right now and capitulate at the lows. These are the people that you're playing against. It's not hard right now. Buy the real crashes. Like I said, don't buy every 10% correction. But now everything is down 40% in 2 weeks, or in 1 week, right? Well, if you don't buy it here, then where? Right now it is actually looking beautiful. Actually looking beautiful. So yeah, I can see a lot of interesting charts right here, but this might be everything. But you know, overall, I'm just super bullish right now, actually. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it takes like 2 or 3 cycles to actually be bullish at the lows and not force yourself to be bullish, but actually are bullish, right? But I can only look at, you know, Bitcoin dominance might suggest that we're getting an alt season. Altcoins on their dollar pair, you know, sitting really low right now. My first target is more than hit right now. I went in on some good altcoins. I am saving some dollars for, you know, if we get here, and it's not that far from this point, but this is a great buying opportunity. Bitcoin, we know, is designed to go up. Like I said, went through way more and fucked up stuff than what it did right now. So also, Bitcoin is a no-brainer, of course. Will Bitcoin ever be worth more than 200K? Ah, fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. I don't think that there are many people doubting that, actually. So if you are uncertain about the market and feel like, I don't know if I should buy this or that, then just buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a freaking guaranteed 10x. It only depends on how long your time horizon is, right? And I know nothing is guaranteed, but like, this is the like best risk reward asset in the world at the moment. And if you want to play the nastier game in this whole space, yeah, then you can take a look at altcoins. So that's for sure possible. Like I said, today is a very volatile day, all right? So by the time you watch the video, it might be completely different. Bitcoin is already bouncing pretty hard from the moment we were sitting at the real lows. Bitcoin is already up like 10%. The altcoin market should be up somewhat similar, like that. Yeah, 12%, give or take. But you don't have to wait for the exact bottom. Just buy the dips everywhere. So that's it for today. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell notification on. I will try to be more active in the dips, because this, again, guys, I don't want to be the fucking YouTuber that's only there when things are going up. I will be there when it's going down, right? Because this is what we need to make it. If you cannot buy coins low, then there's no point in, you know, having high charts, because there's nothing you have to sell, right? So get it when it's low, have the conviction, have the money, have the balls, be prepared. We're gonna freaking make it. This is beautiful. I can do this for like 10 hours, but I think you get the message. So cheers, guys.